Today I'm going to be sharing with you the single most, in my opinion, powerful technique in personal development and neuro-linguistic programming. It's the one technique that I return to over and over again, both for myself whenever I want to make a change or in my personal coaching practice. This technique is so far the most profoundly powerful technique that I have found to help people change limiting beliefs, change behaviors, change habits, you name it. If you're only going to learn one personal development technique, this is the one. This is Life Mastery Gym, and I'm Peter Schwartz. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell to make sure you get notified for more life-changing videos like this one. Cross is, in my opinion, the most powerful and effective technique that's out there, whether that's in NLP trainings or personal development trainings. And I find myself returning to this concept again and again and again because it allows you to map across your current present state with the desired resources that are already within you. What do I mean by that? The first thing that you have to understand is that your emotions, whether they're positive or negative, your beliefs, whether they're positive or negative, your habits, your behaviors, these things are actually your resources. And this is one of the first paradigm shifting understandings that people begin to shift. When you understand this, you really will start to shift. When you understand that you are not a happy person, but happiness is a resource within you that you can aim. When you understand that you don't like things, liking things is a resource that you can aim. That beliefs are not something that you were born with, that beliefs are something that you can choose on purpose. Understanding these ideas, understanding that your resources are yours to aim in whatever direction you choose, allows you to become a much more powerful human being in the ways that you want to be. To start this, you're going to need a present situation that you want to change and a desired situation that you would like to have. So for example, your present state might be you feel uncomfortable in a certain situation, or maybe you eat too much chocolate, or maybe there's a belief that you would like to build, or maybe there's a skill that you would like to get better at. So whatever your present situation is, you're going to need a present state. And from now on, in the rest of the video, I'm going to refer to that as your present state. So right now, go ahead and pick, what is the present situation that you would like to improve? Now, once you have that, and it will help you to write this down, because in a moment, we're gonna go into how your unconscious mind structures your present state, and then also the desired state, which we're gonna map across. Once you have that, now you need to identify the resources that are gonna help you in that situation. If there's a situation in which you're uncomfortable, comfort might be the right resource to map across there. You know, fun or curiosity might be useful resources. If you want to build a belief, then certainty might be the right resource. Pick your resource now. So go through and find that situation that you would like to be better in and pick the desired resource that you're gonna have. And when you have that, now it's time to begin mapping across. So now that you have your current state and your desired state, first thing I want you to do now is, as you think about your current state, I want you to start to become aware of the images and sounds and feelings associated with that current state. So just notice, as you start to think about that current state now, what images begin to come to mind? Where do you see those images in your personal space? Are they close to you? Are they far away from you? Are they to the left, to the right? Are they up? Are they down? Point. Literally take your finger and point to where you can see that image of your current state. And as you do that, I want you to start to go through now and just notice, As you're looking at that image of your current state, are you seeing yourself in the image? In other words, is it like a picture of you in that situation? Or are you seeing through your own eyes? Notice the size of the image. How big is it? Look at the brightness. How bright is that image? And then look at the distance. How close to you or how far away is it? These internal representations, whether or not you're in the image, the size, the distance, the brightness, these representations tell your nervous system how to feel about that situation. And in a moment, we're going to identify the same thing with your desired image. And when you learn to map that across and change those subtle qualities, you will be able to have the nervous system response that you want. So now go deeper into it. When you think about that current situation, what sounds come to mind? What is the internal dialogue like? What are you saying to yourself? Where do you hear it? Is it on the right? Is it on the left? Is the voice loud? Is it soft? Is it moving in? Is the direction of the sound moving in, or is it moving out? Just notice what your internal dialogue is like. What is the emotional quality of that? Is it a scared tone of voice? Is it a happy tone of voice? Is it certain? What is the tone of that voice? And go ahead now and begin to write this stuff down. So if you have your pen and paper there, go ahead and write down where the image is, how big it was, how bright it was, and write down the sound, what you say to yourself, where do you hear the sound, the emotional tone. And then I want you to notice the feeling. What is the feeling that you get from these images? Where in your body do you feel it? Is it hot? Is it cold? What's the pressure of that feeling? And once you have that, now it's time to identify the resource that we're going to be using in that situation. So go ahead now and take a deep breath in and just clear that out. So allow that to fade from your mind for a moment. And now I want you to begin to focus on the resource that you're going to be using. So that resourceful state that will be there for you after having made this change. And when you think about that now, notice, where are those images? Point to them. Are you seeing through your own eyes? Are you seeing yourself in it? Is it big? Is it small? Is it bright? How far away is it from you? Go ahead and take an inventory and write it down. What are the qualities of this resource? Next, pay attention to the sound. What's the internal dialogue like? What do you hear? How loud is the sound? How quiet? What is the tone? And then next, pay attention to the feelings, the actual sensations in your body. What do you feel when you have that resource? And as you begin to take inventory of this now, go ahead and write all of that down. And when you finish that, then we can begin now to map across and change that unwanted feeling into the resourceful emotion or feeling that you want. To make this easier, Damon has included a mapping across checklist that if you look for the link now, you'll be able to find that checklist and download it to make it easier for you to go through the steps. So go ahead, if you want to really master this technique and experience all the benefits that I've gotten from it, Damon's gotten from it, and our coaching clients get from it, go ahead and download that checklist. And that way you'll be able to do this technique more effectively. Now that you have that, what I want you to do is I want you to take that image of your limitation and the image of your resource. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna literally move the image of your limitation over into the same location, into the same size, as the same distance, the same brightness. You're gonna make it the same as your desired image. And when you do that, you will notice that you get the feeling response associated with that desired image. So go ahead and do that now. Take that limiting situation, map it across to the desired image, and then change the internal dialogue so that it's coming from the same location as the desired resource, same volume, same emotional tone. And then notice how now you get that feeling back whenever you think about that situation. Now, take a deep breath in, having done that, and then check back in. And notice when you think about that situation, that used to give you an unresourceful feeling. Now this is here. Now you have this strong internal resource in that situation. Many times it's as simple as doing that. And many times it's as simple as literally taking that image and moving it into the location you want. Sometimes we come up against something called resistance. And if that's happening, that's okay. That's totally normal. Resistance is just a sign that one of your inner values is being met by that current limitation. And you can dissolve that resistance very easily by negotiating with it and aligning that resistance with what it is that you want. But that's a topic for another video. So for now, just stick with the exercise, and if you got resistance, that's okay. Understand that there's a positive reason for that resistance, and then maybe try the exercise with a different emotion. Okay. So really simply put, mapping across is simply taking your current state, identifying the right resource, identifying those visual and auditory and feeling qualities of what it is that you would like to shift, and then quite literally moving the images into the location of the resource that you want to have in that situation. It is actually that simple to change habitual thinking, behavior, and I think the most profound application of mapping across is the self-concept. Damon actually has a great course on this. I don't think it's available right now, but if you stay tuned, it may be available at some point in the near future, in which you actually use the resource of identity level beliefs and transform your self-concept so you can more easily be the person that you want to be. I want you to write down in the comments, what did you use mapping across for during this exercise? If you have any questions, make sure you put them in the comments. I'll be responding to them. I know Damon responds to them as well. Make sure that you download the checklist. When you do the checklist, it just really simplifies this. Step 1, do this. Step 2, do this, and you'll be able to really start to master this technique. This is one of the most profound ways that you can start to develop self-mastery, personal mastery, and ultimately, life mastery comes. So, like, comment, subscribe to get more videos like this one, and I'll see you soon.